I just want to give an update on the story that I've been following with the channel, and that story deals with Epstein. Now, supposedly, he has died based on a suicide that he committed, despite the fact that all of these elements of the case make little to no sense, and there are a lot of coincidences that allow questioning into whether or not the story is what they say the story is. Nevertheless, at the very least, we believe he's dead. At the very least, it is believed he either committed suicide or was helped with that suicide, either with someone giving him time and opportunity to do it, or whether or not he was assisted. The coroner gives one story, and someone else who analyzed the body gives another story. One said it was a suicide, the other one said it looked more like a homicide. Nevertheless, these questions are swirling around Epstein because this case is utterly bizarre in what this apex pedophile was allowed to get away with. Nevertheless, he was caught, and the state did not do its duty in allowing him to expire. Epstein had a fixer, and there are all sorts of people, Prince Andrew being one of the people who were brought up in the questioning. Bill Clinton had been on that rape jet for multiple occasions. Even Donald Trump was friends with Epstein. Epstein had friends all across the world, from the political and from the media and from the entertainment space. And I would imagine many of them breathed a sigh of relief when he dropped dead. But what we do know is that the FBI is still tracking down leads. And one of the people that the FBI, that I am shocked at this point, is not in chains based on what we know of Epstein, is Ghislaine Maxwell. This is the British socialite who was supposedly the fixer for Epstein, the one who was assisting getting his females. Now, she, like anybody else, would need to have a trial. Yes, there would need to be an investigation. And you would need to verify or exclude the various claims and allegations that are placed against her by various people who are dealing with Epstein, or who, let's say, were the victims of Epstein. In either case, it has been shocking to a lot of people that Ghislaine Maxwell is not in custody. Well, this will come as a bit of relief, maybe, depending on where this ends up. But Ghislaine Maxwell is now under FBI investigation. Apparently, according to Reuters, a system is being slow, I apologize. But basically, according to Reuters, the FBI is now looking into people who are associated with Epstein and people who have been accused of various crimes dealing with Epstein. Specifically, Ghislaine Maxwell. It's said that they're in the early state of the investigation, but the fact that they're looking into her at all, it's about time. Shocked she's not in chains, or at the very least in custody. And if you're going to lock Epstein up with all of the crimes that are leveled against him, how on earth is this woman walking free? The FBI is investigating British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell and several other people linked to U.S. financier Jeffrey Epstein, who killed himself, supposedly, while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges, according to two law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation. I would say a lot of people would say it is about goddamn time. The FBI is also following up on many leads received by women who contacted the hotline the agency set up at its New York field office in the wake of Epstein's arrest in July, the sources said. One of the sources said the probe remains at an early stage. Now, I suspect a lot of people will be somewhat cynical of all this, considering everything that has taken place. The improbable odds of a man who's a pedophile getting such a light sentence. Him continuing to be a pedophile while on that light sentence, meaning getting all of that time off, meaning this kind of work release program that he was involved in, interacting and dealing with royalty, meaning Prince Andrew. And Prince Andrew gave a horrid interview that kind of got across this notion of potential criminality within the context of how bad he did in that interview. Some of us will be cynical and we'll be shocked if anything becomes of this, only because of the weirdness that has plagued this very specific case. At the very least, I hold out hope that something will come about of this particular case. And again, I am shocked. The moment that you lock up Epstein, if you have anything to keep Epstein on, you would think that you would have Ghislaine Maxwell dead to rights also. Again, this is not blowing off her rights per se. This is more so of an issue of custody. If I was walking in New York City, a cop could stop me willy-nilly for no reason at all and shake me down. And if I had a bag of pot, he's taking me to jail. This guy was an apex pervert, a pedophile, an international pedophile, and a raper of young girls. And the person who was helping him do that, at least based on witness testimony, is Ghislaine Maxwell. There is a suit out on Maxwell that Maxwell had been talking about giving a deposition. Now, whether or not she gives this deposition, more likely than not, it will be used against her if the FBI does come up with a case against her. So maybe or maybe not, she would do it. Either way, I hold out a feather of hope that the FBI is indeed looking to do due diligence in regards to an investigation with Maxwell and the people associated with Epstein. This one wasn't meant to be long, just kind of an update on what is taking place up to this point in this case. Like, share, subscribe. Think so. And Marcus Will, Yang spent $1 million on an ad to lie about Medicare for all. Shaking my head, yes. Can we call in? Refe. You can't call in yet. Maybe on the New Year's show. My wife and I are going to have a contributor appreciation show that is going to be on for New Year's. And that's going to run from Tuesday, New Year's Eve, into the new year. Maybe we can have call-ins on that night. That should be a festive night. We're probably going to have wine. We're going to celebrate a little bit. And if you guys don't have anything to do for New Year's, you can join us. So I'll leave it here. Like, share, subscribe. Think so. I'm waiting, but nothing to do with this story. I am currently waiting on George Galloway to call me back. The mother of all talk shows is on right now, and I put in a question because I want to go after Adam and challenge his assessment of what is taking place in the United States. And so if I get the opportunity to take that call, I'll try to record it. I called in last week on a question, I think, dealing with Britain. He let me get 3 questions in. It was a little awkward, and I think I feel it a little bit better now in regards to how this stuff works. So, if I get the opportunity, if I'm hard enough, I'm going to give a piece to Adam. Like, share, subscribe. And yes, Yang spent $1 million to lie about Medicare for all. Even if you support him, you need to admit that. Thanks.